Hi, my name is Amy Carter, and I am the managing shareholder at Carter Law Group. And today we're going to talk about wrongful termination. We get so many calls all the time about people thinking that, hey, my boss wrongfully terminated me. And so I kind of want to talk about what is the definition of wrongful termination, because it's not my boss was an asshole to me. Unfortunately, in Texas, we are an employment at will state, meaning that your boss can fire you for pretty much anything except for illegal reasons. Okay, so wrongful termination is not my boss fired me for an unfair reason. It's my boss fired me for an illegal reason. And what are some of those illegal reasons? The first one is racial discrimination. So if your boss fires you because of your race or something related to your race, that is an illegal reason, and you could have a lawsuit based upon your termination. I think the most important thing for employees to understand about Texas law is that uh, an employer is not allowed to take any negative action against you, including firing or demoting or anything else that adversely affects your employment, um, in retaliation for you asserting your rights to not be discriminated against. So if you complain that my boss or my manager said something racist or is sexually harassing me, and then your employer turns around and retaliates against you for that complaint, that's a big no-no and a huge violation of your rights. Another broad category is gender or sex. I think that the statute actually says sex, which can be confusing because it covers a lot of areas. It covers gender, and so you can't be fired or discriminated against for your gender. You can't be fired or discriminated for your sexual orientation. Sexual harassment falls under that umbrella. There's also pregnancy related issues. So you can't be fired for getting pregnant, but also your boss has to make reasonable accommodations for when you are pregnant and any sort of medical disabilities that follow from that. That leads to disability. Another reason your boss can't fire you is because you have a disability. Now, again, they have to make reasonable accommodations for your disability. And if they refuse to do that, or if they fire you because of your disability, that's another example of wrongful termination. Another one is age. In Texas, you're only covered by age discrimination if you're 40 years or older. It doesn't cover, oh, my boss said I was too young for the job. But if your boss is saying things like, oh, we don't think you can keep up, or we don't think you can pick up the technology, and you're over the age of 40, your boss can be sued for firing you under those circumstances. Another illegal reason for your boss to fire you is because of your religion. Usually that shows up in you practice a faith that has special days for certain ceremonies or days that you need off, and your boss refuses to make reasonable accommodations for you to practice your faith, or you need specific prayer times, or anything related to a sincerely held religious belief. Your employer is required to make reasonable accommodations for that. And if they don't, and instead they fire you or they take some adverse action against you, that's illegal. So there is a wide variety of issues relating to an unlawful wrongful termination. But I think the mix up is that in sort of popular culture, you're thinking, oh, my boss was unfair to me, or he was an asshole, or she was an asshole. Then I can bring a lawsuit. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. In Texas, it's an employment at will state. And so your boss can be an asshole, but they can't discriminate against you for those categories that are disallowed by law. And those include things like race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, pregnancy, disability, age, national origin. There's a very specific list that you can find on our website, clgtrial.com. And if your boss has fired you for one of those reasons, you should give us a call so that we can help you evaluate if your rights have been violated.